Hello everyone. The third eye is taking you to see the world. Ryo Tatsuki is a Japanese lady. As a manga artist, she published a manga book, named The Future That I Saw in 1999. Besides a manga artist, she owns a very special ability, to foresee the future through dreams. From 1980 onward, she claims to have experienced premonitory dreams in repeated occasions, and decided record these in a diary notebook. To be surprised, these dreams have gradually become reality, including Great Tohoku Earthquake, Japan 311 Great Earthquake, the Great Hanshin Earthquake in Japan, and the 2020 global COVID-19 pandemic. Tatsuki said she had some strange dreams for a few years. In her dreams, she saw the scenario of future disasters, big and small, in a total of 15 cases. One of her dreams came true 15 days later, so she decided to publish the information she had in her dreams in the form of a cartoon and publish it in 1999. Tatsuki's dream has a feature of the fulfillment time. It was 15 days or 15 years after she saw the dream. If this does not happen after 15 years, add another 15 years. She announced a total of 15 dreams in the comic books, and now there are only 2 unfulfilled dreams. They are the volcanic eruption of Mount Fuji and the Yokohama tsunami. On January 2, 1995, Ryo Tatsuki experienced a premonitory dream that she described in the diary with the terms, "The earth cracks in Kobe, 15 days or 15 years later." Unfortunately, the Great Hanshin earthquake struck Kobe 15 days later. At 5 hours 46 minutes and 52 seconds in the morning, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck Kobe area of Japan on January 17. It lasted for 20 seconds. Known as the Great Hanshin earthquake or Kobe earthquake in history. Up to 6,434 people lost their lives, nearly 400,000 buildings irreparably damaged among major cities. Kobe, with its population of 1.5 million, was the closest to the epicenter and hit by the strongest tremors. The Great Hanshin earthquake was called an inland shallow earthquake. Even at lower magnitudes, they can be very destructive because they often occur near populated areas and because their hypocenters are located less than 20 kilometers below the surface. During this time, the south side of the Nojima fault moved 1.5 meters to the right and 1.2 meters downwards. This was Japan's worst earthquake in the 20th century after the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923. There were 4 foreshocks at 1828 on the previous day. It is claimed that 20 people who had learned about Ryo Tatsuki's premonition actually believed her and decided to evacuate before the disaster. Tatsuki said that she was under high pressure to reveal her premonitory dreams. She was very sorry for not being able to provide specific years and details, but when she thought that such information might save people, so she didn't care that she would be treated as a kook. Her book The Future That I Saw was published on year 1999. Some of those premonitions had already occurred by the time when the book was published, such as the 1995 Kobe earthquake or the death of Freddie Mercury in 1991. Some people may question whether it was added later. But the dreams that came true after the comic books were published had to arouse attention. Tatsuki's dream has a feature of the fulfillment time. It was 15 days or 15 years after she saw the dream. If this does not happen after 15 years, add another 15 years. In 2011, her book became very popular in Japan after successfully predicting the Great Tohoku earthquake that struck the east coast of Japan in March 2011. On March 11, 1996, the manga artist dreamed about a catastrophe somewhere in eastern Japan in March 2011, which will happen 15 years later. Tatsuki's dream came true again. The 2011 earthquake off the Pacific coast of Tohoku occurred at 1446 on March 11, 2011. The magnitude 9.0 to 9.1 undersea megathrust earthquake is often referred to in Japan as the Great East Japan Earthquake. It is also known as the Great Earthquake of March 11th. It was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan. The earthquake triggered powerful tsunami waves that may have reached heights of up to 40.5 meters. The tsunami caused nuclear accidents, primarily the Level 7 meltdowns at 3 reactors in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant complex. The latest report from the Japanese National Police Agency report confirms the tsunami swept the Japanese mainland and killed over 15,899 people, 6,157 injured, and 2,529 people missing across 20 prefectures. 1 million more buildings were destroyed or damaged. Losses from the earthquake alone at $14.5 to $34.6 billion. In addition to these best-known predictions, Tatsuki's dreams also accurately predicted other things, such as the death of Princess Diana or the death of a Japanese singer, and so on. She documented 15 predictive dreams she had between 1985 and 1999. Surprisingly, these dreams are coming true. Of these 15 predictions, 13 were fulfilled. Only 2 unfulfilled dreams, they are the volcanic eruption of Mount Fuji and the Yokohama tsunami. Big eruption of Mount Fuji would be a devastating catastrophe according to her dream on August 20, 1991, it is due to happen sometime. According the feature of her dream, year 1991 plus 15 years is year 2006. If it didn't happen in year 2006, then plus 15 years, that is 2021. Based on that, the earliest possible date for the eruption is August 20, 2021, or on the same date every 15 years. Mountain Fuji is an active volcano. The last eruption was in 1707. It has been asleep for over 300 years. For the last 10 years, Japanese geologists have found clues that may indicate that the volcano is due to erupt soon. In April 2020, the Japanese government issued a warning. In July, there were reports of abnormal changes in Mountain Fuji lava. Many people are afraid that this dream will unfortunately come true in 2021. Similar to the prediction of the Mount Fuji eruption, between June and September 1981, Ryo Tatsuki repeatedly dreamed of a big earthquake would strike the region of Kanagawa, Japan, and be followed by a huge tsunami that would wipe the coast. If Tatsuki's dream comes true, 15 years plus 1981 is 1996, plus again 15 years is 2011, and another 15 years is 2026. Therefore, some people speculate that this forecast can be met in 2026, or every 15 years. Finally, is about Tatsuki's dream to predict the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. One morning in January 1995, Ryo Tatsuki wrote in her diary, "In 25 years, an unknown virus will come in 2020, will disappear after peaking in April and appear again 10 years later." This was a prophetic dream with clear timeline. Later in 2020, the year of the COVID-19 pandemic, the author appeared in social media and apologized for having failed to predict accurately the exact peak of the pandemic, which came with the second and third waves of COVID-19. Although some parts of the forecast are slightly different from the actual situation, she has precisely mentioned 25 years before that there will be a virus outbreak at this point in 2020. As a result of this accurate prediction, the book gained again a lot of popularity during 2020. Whether or not the coronavirus will return in 2030 as she claimed to predict, remains to be seen. Currently is a very special historical moment. All the predictions or astronomical predictions of no matter ancient or modern, East or West, have been inaccurate and changed at this special moment in present. For example, time of prophecy was either changed, or postponed, but it may not be postponed for too much, and it may still happen in the near future. The famous ancient Chinese prophet Liu Bowen explained it in Tuibei 2. He said that God is merciful to people and postponed the time of the catastrophe again and again, so the time might be changed, but still will happen after all. The main purpose of prophecy is early warning. Heaven has compassion on people and warned the people. The prophets and the masters in history left a lot of prophecies. The purpose was not to frighten human beings, but compassion on mankind. They even told the way how to avoid disasters in the prophecy in order to help people to survive from the catastrophe. Therefore, we must focus on the key point, not just because the time of the prophecy has changed, then think of that the prophecy is inaccurate, no longer believe it, and ignoring the original intention of the prophets. Their purpose to leave the prophecy was to help humans from catastrophes, rather than frighten humans. The fact is, almost all other things in the prophecy have been fulfilled, and nobody would deny it. Therefore, totally deny all prophecies because just of some changes at this special moment, which is unfair and unreasonable. The way to stay safe taught in the prophecies is the fundamental. Let people understand it and survive the catastrophe safely. That was the original intention of the prophets. In this way, we can stand on the shoulders of the prophets to see farther with more intelligence, and enter a brilliant future safely and smoothly. The third eye is taking you to see the world. That's all of today's prophecy. For more interesting topics, please pay attention to our next video. Thank you for your likes, subscribe, and share. If you have any thoughts, please leave us comment below. Thank you, bye-bye.